Says we're going live. We're live right now. So this is SwitchPod. We launched it on Kickstarter today. This is gonna be super casual because I never live stream ever. Okay, so we launched on Kickstarter today. We're almost at 100% funded. Let me go to the page, Kickstarter.com. My account, SwitchPod, and we're at 98,452 of a 100,000 goal with 1,061 backers, which is just absolutely insane. I never go live, so I don't even know how many people are going to be on here, but I thought it'd be fun to capture this. Let's go live on Instagram and try to see if we can get Pat in as well. Jen, we got beer, we got pizza. We've been promoting SwitchPod all day, talking about this tripod here, SwitchPod.co. If you want to check out the Kickstarter campaign, I'll try to figure out a way to actually show it on the live stream too. But been a crazy day. I'm going to try to pull up the chat here as well. This is super ad hoc. I don't do this normally. I have to go to my own YouTube channel now, and on my account's fine. Yeah. Other people in the chat here, top chat. How do I? All right, popping out the chat. Doing it live here, guys. Doing it live. Popping out the chat. So I got that right in there. We got Dan Norton. We got Sully. We got Food Tech Life. We got Flyride. Flyride, I remember you said you backed it, I believe so. So everyone, thanks for being here. Let me know if it doesn't sound okay or anything like that. Yeah, Dan, glad you're pumped to be a backer as well. We got Instagram over here. We're going everywhere. Can I have some pizza, please, Jen? Yeah. We got a celebration going on. Okay, so we're doing this live stream because the Kickstarter campaign is within hundreds of dollars. So it's at $99,389 for SwitchPod, which is pretty crazy. So SwitchPod.co, you can see the Kickstarter campaign. It's about to pass 100,000, which is the goal. Hasn't quite done that yet. We're about $600. Jeff is saying, when do they send out? We're going to start manufacturing them even sooner than we originally thinking we would, because the campaign is backed on the first day. So as soon as we can start manufacturing these things, there's about a 4 to 5 month lead time is what we've been told from the team we're working with. And so that puts us at around August is kind of the safe time frame, and hopefully sooner, but we'll see. Okay, gonna chime in here. I think we're close to 100,000. Let's see. We have 1,069 people that have backed so far, which is just absolutely crazy. Dave Altizer here. Thank you for the video today, Dave. I know you've helped share it as well. Definitely go check out Dave's video about it. Dave, if you can drop that in the chat, that'd be great. And on Instagram, Dave Altizer, Kinotika. If you search SwitchPod on YouTube, his video and Levi's video will show up at the top. Other questions here. Jeff the Entrepreneur says, I will be at 10X. I think that's 10X conference. Can you send one to Miami and you can use it? When is that conference? When is the 10X conference? I think my friend Sean McCabe's going there. No, we can wait to go live on the SwitchPod account, I think, unless you can invite it so that it can be like co-shared or something. We can try to get Pat in here or something. I'm gonna check the campaign because we were really close when I started live stream. By the time I got everything set up, we were almost at 100,000. We're still at $99,399. So we were very, very close. If I knew how to show my screen, I would, but I don't know how to do it. Let me see. I can. No, let's share the video. Like I said, I don't do live streams on here very much. I usually do pre-recorded videos that I spend way too much time on. All right, we're about $500 away. Yeah. Like I said, super casual. I'm eating pizza because I haven't eaten like all day. Just got another backer. We're about $421 away. Anything you want to add, Jen? No? Jen's shaking her head no. Doing a refresh here. You can record with that too, sure. But we're really close. We just got another one, about $300 some away. Oh, Dave can't post links. Let me see if I can pull up. If you go to the Kickstarter page, Dave's video is embedded. So switchpod.co, that redirects you if you put that in your browser. Who else do we have in here? Anybody else want to chime in? We passed it. $100,201.
Woo!
That was Jen. And $100,378. So we passed it. We launched at 9 o'clock Pacific time. It's 8:16 right now, PM Pacific time. So we did it in just under 12 hours, about 11 hours and 15 minutes. Definitely couldn't have done it without Jen helping behind the scenes a lot. She worked on the Kickstarter page so much. All the photos, helping with all the gifts, writing the copy. Obviously, Pat Flynn for being a business partner with me on this. Who else? Product, who's the company we've worked with. It's proud, like proud of your product. And they've definitely been a big part of this too. Levi, Dave, Peter McKinnon, all three of you for putting out videos on launch day. That's huge. We have more people having videos and reviews coming out over the next few days, definitely over the next couple months. All the people that kind of helped give me feedback and support during all the engineering phases the last 14 months. It feels like we worked on this in private for about a year, and then everything started to come together during the last month to share SwitchPod with everyone, to share all the different prototypes with people and show all the progress we've been making, and to basically launch this thing. We've been heads down, focused for a month to get the page ready and do as much as we can internally so that when all of you saw it, when we pushed it out there on the internet, when we did all the Instagram sharing, all of that kind of stuff, that we could explain what the product did really, really well to people. So it's been a lot of work. There's a lot more work to do, but we will be making SwitchPod. We'll be making a lot of them, at least 1,078 of them, plus some change for all the people who bought 2-packs and 5-packs. So SwitchPod's going to happen. I kind of want to call Pat. Can you call Pat on my phone and we'll FaceTime him in? I don't know what he's doing. Other people are texting me right now because we just hit 100,000. So let me see. Pat. Doing this live. All right, let me pull up the chat here. Are you FaceTiming him or just speaker right now?
Hi, you've reached Pat Flynn.
Oh, it went to voicemail.
Number and a detailed message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Pat's too busy. Pat's too busy to celebrate hitting 100,000. We'll get him in here eventually. He had to go home and take care of his family and spend time with his kids and stuff. You guys want some pizza? You guys, Instagram, you want some pizza? Pat's doing a live video. What platform is Pat doing a live video on? Instagram? Maybe we could merge with him. Let's see, go live with, I could bring Jason in. I'm gonna bring Jason into Instagram just for fun. See if Jason's up for that. You guys have SwitchPod questions? I'm gonna answer those while I eat my pizza.
I'm watching basketball, leave me alone.
So YouTube, we're here live with Jason Zook. It's hard to see.
Dude.
Yeah, 100,000. Thank you.
I don't know if it's possible that I've been refreshing it more than you have. It's probably not possible, but I've literally seen it like almost every thousand.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Like, obviously, you know that Peter was going to have a video coming out because I told you privately, but my goal was to get halfway to 100,000 before Peter's video came out, and we did that today, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. We were at like 54,000 or something, and obviously, he's helped boost it a ton with his audience being so huge. But
I think, I mean, the thing for me that I've watched you do it, and I backed a ton of stuff on Kickstarter. I back stuff all the time, but it's like you guys executed the content super well, really high quality, and then also just the fact that there was like a product that matched the quality of it. Like to me, I look at like you and what Jeff did with Gather from Ugmonk, and it's like this is an Apple level quality product, and it's so hard to get that right. And then also do all the marketing, and then the Kickstarter page, and then the video, and all those things.
Yeah. So, no, I appreciate the help.
Super proud.
And you giving. I'm talking to Jason Zook over here for YouTube that can't see who I'm talking to live on Instagram. Wandering Aimfully, check it out. You gave me a lot of feedback because you've launched tons of things and like really dialing in the copy. And one of the main changes you actually helped us with was we've been positioning this to vloggers and people that are vlogging, but you helped see like it actually is for people that don't do that, but still are trying to capture themselves while they travel, or just like they make videos or take photos, but they don't vlog or whatever. So that copywriting I think is really important for someone that doesn't know who Pat or I are, and they just land on the page or they discover it organically.
I mean, you think about like you have 1,000 people who back this thing now. I mean, I don't have any data to support it, but I would say 50% of them probably don't identify as bloggers, or way more. Like I don't identify as a blogger, but I want one because exactly what I wrote about, that it's versatile, it's handheld, like the thing is super like indestructible, as opposed to the stupid Joby thing that, you know, now you have like 7 videos of that thing getting trashed. But every time I use that thing, I'm like, it's gonna break. Like one of these little like nubby balls are gonna fall off. And then what am I gonna do? Like it's not gonna work. So,
for sure. I love your opinion on this plugin I got here. So this is Kick Tracker, and it tells me how much money this is going to do. What do you think of this trend line? This $5.9 million trend line?
Okay, you may want to curb your expectations just slightly. I mean, I'm not saying you're not going to do that at all.
That seems really high.
Also, knowing you, don't you already have your own spreadsheet with the trend line? Like, haven't you already done this yourself?
Not this time. Not this time.
Really?
I just because I don't know what to expect. But like, looks like we got a big gap to hit that trend. So
that's but 100% funded in less than 12 hours. You guys are, and I'll be honest, I was a little nervous when I saw that the funding goal was 100 grand. I was like, that's a little high.
Yeah.
A little high on it. But obviously,
I mean, we set it to 100 grand because that's really what we need to break even making the first like batch of them, because these are so expensive to make. Someone on YouTube was asking, well, Matt Giovanisi is watching on YouTube, and he's like, is that Jason? Doesn't he live in the closets behind you? Like back there.
Good a bit, Matt.
No, someone was asking if we're going to buy the CNC hardware and make it ourselves, or if we're going to order it in China. And we're actually getting it made by professionals. Like if I ordered a CNC machine and I tried to make 1,000 of these things, they would all be different shapes, which maybe that'd be cool, but I don't think that's what people want. So
it's also a perfect example of like, you don't need to buy the factory and like all of the things when you're just getting started. Like let someone who's an expert at that do those things to begin with. And then if it starts to get really big and like manufacturing needs to be a thing that you do in-house, then you figure that out. But you guys are doing it right. And the fact that you have such a high, like a lot of Kickstarters would have been I don't think you had a cardboard version, but you had like a plastic one, like a 3D printed one. Like a lot of people are like, oh, here's our prototyping. You guys went full on real deal prototyping.
Yeah, I mean, we've spent about $27,000 developing it at this point, and most of that, well, about half of it was on actual prototypes, and half of it was like on team and that sort of stuff. So
I swear, half the stuff I've ever backed on Kickstarter, they spent $27 on it, because when you get the actual thing, you're like, oh, this isn't great. It's not wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use it. Like, it's a piece of crap. It's 2 years later.
Well, and I know that one of the things that, Jen, you can sit down and eat. You don't have to stand back and like hide over there.
I wish you would. Jen, stay over there in the corner.
No, I was going to say related to, so I'm like a procrastinator for sure. Like I like keep pushing things back and pushing them back. But I think I was texting with Tim about this, my editor who works with me, that I think it actually worked for this, because we like didn't launch it too soon. Like we launched it with enough time to build buzz, to have like some of the good connections with people, and to like finish it so that we can ship it faster. So I don't know. I feel good about it.
There's a fine line between launching too soon,
Yeah.
launching on time, and then launching too late. And I don't think there's any piece of advice that anyone's ever going to give to anybody without just doing it your own way and finding your own experience through that stuff. But you know, the fact that you also had Pat too, he's got a lot of experience launching products and doing things. And even if a lot of it was in the digital space, I mean, it just, the marketing is very similar. It's just the product you have to execute and get right. So I think you guys did that. That's probably one of the most important things you did, is you made an amazing product that you put in the hands of like Peter McKinnon and Levi and your buddy Dave, like all these people who know techs and gear so well, they can be like, okay, this is no joke. Like this isn't just like a 3D printed prototype that's kind of janky and wobbly. Like it's amazing. This is just the first version. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was part of it. I'm like the worst live streamer. I'm not paying attention to comments. I don't know how someone talks and like reads. Clay Air Bear says Jason's totally right. Maybe not. Let's see. How many inventions you do? Okay.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, see, told you. I told you. Look,
how many inventions you do?
I'm such an influencer. I get all the hearts. Look at this.
Oh, you got lots of hearts going on.
If anybody wants to buy my detox tea, it's going to be available next week. Catch you on my next live stream.
It's called jasonsteabag.com.
I was going to go somewhere with that, but I decided to let it go and realize this wasn't my live stream.
It's fine. I'll bring it back. Jeff is asking, did you honestly think it would hit 1,000K today? So, well, that'd be 1 million.
I don't know how decimals work. But
did I think it'd meet 100K? I'd hoped it would. I don't know. Like I was telling Jason earlier, I hoped it would meet 50K before Peter McKinnon put his video out, which it did do. And then I just didn't know how much of an effect someone like Peter putting a video out like he did. I also didn't know what the video was going to be or what he was going to say. Like it could have been like 50,000 in the other direction of like everyone canceling because Peter didn't like it or what have you. But so yeah, I honestly didn't know how it would do. That's why this is a makeshift live stream and I'm eating pizza like live. So.
But I think this is how you do live stream, just so you know. Also, do you think anyone's tuning in and they're like, which one's Caleb? Which one's Jason?
That's true. We could change. You could put this hat on. This is a signifier.
That's the signifier. All right. And the better lighting, obviously, for you.
Oh, no.
I had like sporadic TV lighting because I was literally watching basketball and you included me in this.
Yeah. So I don't know who else is live that we should bring in, but I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you for the help and the feedback on the campaign along the way. And when's your
when I get to borrow one,
obviously
there's
because there's one right now. Yeah.
One in existence right now. Yeah. I'm not going to make a review. I'm going to make the weird things that you can do with one. That's my video. Everyone's already done the reviews, so I'm going to do the weird thing, obviously. Yeah.
Well, looking forward to that. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
Right, have fun swimming in all of your money, your Kickstarter money.
That we're going to spend on China tariffs. Yeah. All right. See ya, dude. I'm removing Jason. Okay. So we're still live here. We're still live on YouTube. I don't know. Do you guys have questions about the process or all that kind of stuff? What's up? No, Jen, you can speak at a normal volume. It's okay if people hear you. Why are you so afraid? Okay. All right. I want to catch up on YouTube stuff. No questions. People saying, glad to see it's funded. Can't wait to get it. Bought the early bird SwitchPod while I was in my physics class. That's the best place to buy one. Can't wait to use it. Saw Peter McKinnon's video today. What toppings are on my pizza? So that's a good question, Matt Giovanni. Jen's a vegetarian, so I almost always get veggie pizza with her and I split it, but there's meat on this pizza tonight. We're gonna celebrate.
I'm not eating it.
You're right.
Don't make it sound like I'm eating it.
No, you're eating a veggie pizza. I'm eating meat. So I think there's like sausage and pepperoni maybe. Connor McCaskill, who actually helped shoot some of the clips in the launch video. I'm too hot to wear a hat. Can you take this? He works at Kinotica with Dave, and he's asking, since we've already hit our goal, what now? Well, so the $100,000 funding goal basically allows us to move forward with all the tooling and the molds that need to be made. So how the SwitchPod is going to be made is these were crafted from pieces of aluminum, so they had to actually machine off all the different shapes and stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to get molds made. So I think there'll be like 5 or 6 molds. We'll injection fill them with aluminum alloy, where they'll be kind of not stamped out because we're not stamping stuff, but they'll fill the molds, and so those cost a lot of money to get made and to get tested and make sure that they're precise and perfect. So we're going to do that with the first set of money, and then the next set of money to get to the rest of the 100,000 is to actually each one we make then has material costs to fill it with aluminum alloy, to have people, put it together, to have it be tested and cleaned and all that stuff, and then shipped and packaged and all that stuff. So it's going to cost a lot of money to get this made, and that's why we're raising money. That's why we haven't just made 1,000 or 10,000 of them already. Is because we wanted to kickstart it. We wanted to see if people would be interested in buying it. So Jeff says, will you auction the first one off one day or keep it? I don't know what you mean by first one. We have 4 of these black final prototypes. Each one cost over $1,000 to get made custom. Will we auction off one of them? Maybe. That might be fun to have a bunch of people sign them and auction one off or something like that. Maybe towards the end of the campaign. I don't know. When did Pat and yourself come up with the idea? Andre Vaughn asks on YouTube. So we were at Vid Summit, which is a conference for YouTubers and businesses that use YouTube in LA, and it was October or November 2017, I think. And it was on the last day, I was standing next to Pat, and I said to Pat, I was like, there's got to be a better way than this GorillaPod thing that everyone's using. And so I was standing next to Pat when I originally said something to him, and then Richie Norton, who runs Product and is part of that team, came over and said, let's do it. And so it was like a timing of events with the idea and being at that event and being there with Richie, who actually makes physical products with his company, that all kind of took place. So that's when it first started, and we've been spending the last 14 or so months slowly working on prototypes, getting feedback from people in person, and going from there. Someone asked, how did Pat and I meet? I first met Pat at FinCon, which is the Financial Bloggers Conference, in 2011. So that was a long time ago when I used to write about personal finance on my blog called Pocket Changed. See, because it's like change in your pocket. Yeah, it's really creative still, 8 years later. Let's see. Fly Ride. I hit up Product about making a very small item. Any idea on timelines? This ranch. Cool. This is fun to eat live. I feel like this is a whole new world. Maybe I do this after SwitchPod. No. Timelines on, it really depends on how complicated the thing is that you're getting made by them. But if you email them, I'm sure they can give you a rough estimate on timeline. What's the length from handle to head? I think it's 13 inches. Or 11 inches. It's on the Kickstarter campaign. There's dimensions and weight and all that stuff. I think it's 10.5 tall and 10.5 wide when it's in tripod mode. And I think it's about 11 inches when it's in the collapse mode. Eric says he was backer number 2. That's crazy. OG from the beginning. Just trying to catch up with questions. I just really appreciate everyone that's backed the campaign or shared it or commented or given feedback and everything. It's crazy that we hit 100,000, our campaign goal, and we're still only at 11 and a half hours into the campaign or everything. So just crazy to see the support from all you guys and the videos that other people made to help it reach the funding level. We're at almost 1,100 backers at $102,000. It's crazy. We sold out of our early bird pricing for buying one SwitchPod. We started with 250 at that level because we thought that would be enough, and our audience blew through that quickly, and we want to make sure to reward people that have been waiting for it or were asleep on the other side of the world when we went live and stuff. So we did bump that to 750, and then those were basically gone after about 6 or 7 hours. But we still have early bird pricing on the 2-pack, so you can save money that way. And if you buy more than one, you'll definitely save money. And if you buy during the campaign at all, it's going to be the cheapest I think that it'll ever be, because when we go retail, it's going to be a higher price. So exciting. Anything else to say, Jen? I feel like by me saying that, people are going to leave because they'll know that I'm wrapping it up. But any other comments? Sorry, I'm just like trying to stay on top of all the comments. There's a lot of them, but appreciate everyone that's joined the live stream to just check out part of this, celebrate this occasion. Tim, who works with me, says, is the final color going to be black? Yes, it'll be black, because, and that's the same reason why we won't have different sizes to start, is because different sizes increase production cost a lot. Different colors, not as much, but we want to get this out and affordable and to as many people as possible to start. So it's going to be all black. Matt Giovanisi says, are there some marketing techniques you had planned that are still going to get dripped out even though you got funded already? Oh, for sure. Like, I don't know if you can see the Post-its back there. Oh, I'm in block. Okay. On Instagram, they're here. On YouTube, they're here. So I've color coordinated Post-it notes. The yellow ones are SwitchPod related. And there's a lot of things still I want to do to the page. There are a lot of promotional things that I'm going to do or want to do. We might get creative with other higher tier price backing levels, but we wanted to start with the campaign really simple to start. Someone says to call Pat again. What happened when you talked to Pat?
He's putting the kids to bed. He will call. I'm going to call him back later.
Cool. Maybe we'll go live on the SwitchPod account or on his Instagram or something. So other marketing techniques. I mean, yeah, we have some in mind, and we're going to do a lot more with other people. But those are kind of the main things. Yeah. So Jen's dad right here. You can have any color car you want as long as it's black. We have that quote, whether it's real or not, from Henry Ford on the Kickstarter page. So this is it. SwitchPod right here. What type of coating is the paint? Are there any rubber or other materials on the grip? So we actually experimented with putting rubber along this to make it easier to hold. And we also experimented with rubber on the inside for sound. I know some people on Peter's video have been commenting about the sound. But realistically, when you're filming, you're probably not going to be just like doing this because the camera will be going all crazy. So you won't have that sound. And when you close it, if you like are conscious about it, it's silent, because they're magnets. So it's not a clip or anything. And so you can close it and have it be super quiet and super, super sleek. So when we first got a working prototype, we put rubber like in between the different legs to make it quieter. But then once we got magnets, the rubber and the padding like made the magnets further away and not work as well. So we valued the magnets and the legs sticking together over the sound dampening. And like I said, unless you're like flipping it around while you're filming, the sound isn't going to be an issue at all. As far as like gripping it and holding it, that's what these finger grooves are for. So as you choke up on it, it's actually really easy to hold because it's so lightweight and it's smooth, and the finger grips give you enough grip. And then actually as you hold it, your fingers can even wrap into the inside cutouts a little bit too. So you can like get a good feel on it. My pinky kind of like goes in there, and then like carrying it, even with a camera on the bottom, this is how I carry it all the time. It's super lightweight, and I just like switch fingers, or I've clipped it to a belt loop with a carabiner, what have you. So the only real rubber parts are on the top, so where your camera goes, so that doesn't scuff up the bottom of your camera, and you get a nice tight fit on the top there. And then there are rubber feet on the bottom that are like inlaid, so they won't peel off as easily, but they're inlaid so that when you set this down on a table or wherever, it doesn't slide around as much. How exactly does it stay in the open position? Is it under some type of tension? So no, there's not actual clips or springs or like moving pieces. There's actually magnets in this part too. So as the legs get to the right spot, they stop, partially because this piece hits this leg, and then this piece has magnets that reach here. So each part, the closing and the opening, is driven by magnets. So there's not actual like moving pieces. That's how it stays in the open position. So when it's in it's like this. It's really not going anywhere until you kind of bring it back. Super genius, Eric says. Thank you, backer number 2. So the sound is not an issue. To me, it's not, because you're either filming like this or it's on a table. And even if you want to pick it up from tripod mode and move around with it, it's strong enough where you can just hold one leg. So you can just pick it up and vlog like this, because this is metal, it's strong, your camera on top. You're not gonna like pick it up and go like that while you're filming. So I don't really think sound's an issue, but we'll see. What type of coating is the paint? I did not manufacture it, but it's kind of a matte finish, so it's not super glossy. I don't know the exact coating that they used or anything like that. Stoked for you guys. Back to earlier today. Thank you. I'm gonna try. Doesn't like the G7. I must have missed some conversations about cameras. I haven't used the Panasonic G7. I've heard it's a great camera. I have all Canon stuff because those are lenses I have, and I thought about switching to Sony, and I've thought about switching to other companies, but we just kind of stuck with Canon because when my wife drops a lens, they fix it quickly.
Excuse me. It's true.
Because they're only an hour away. I'm hungry. I've only eaten one piece of pizza in like a half hour. I think that's all the questions right now. What parts of production will take the longest?
Making the molds.
Like making the molds, I think that takes like 4 to 6 weeks to get them made to the precise,
And testing them.
dimensions and testing them, and then obviously then making them all, quality assurance testing them all takes a couple weeks, shipping them, like to a warehousing place. So like making a bunch of them, shipping them to a distribution center where we can then send them everywhere. So we have a team of people, a company that's helping us do that has done products multiple times before from the manufacturers we're using. So yeah, all those are going to take some time for sure. Eric says, is there any chance? I'm sorry. I'm like the worst live streamer. Eric, our number 2 backer, says, is there any chance they'll be released earlier since the campaign went so well? I would say for sure. One thing about Kickstarter is you don't get the money until your campaign finishes. Well, number 1, you don't get money if it's not funded, but we got funded. You don't get money until it finishes, which is 59 days from now. And then you wait another 10 to 20 days as well. But because we've gotten funded so quickly, we might do things to speed up the process, meaning take out a business loan or free up other cash in our businesses and use that to get the process going. And so we're already talking with our team about like, okay, what are the next steps because the campaign went so well today, and like getting the ball rolling and stuff like that. Neo Da Original says, roughly how much will it be? ? No, it might not be exact, but do you mean how much it will be to make it, or how much it'll be to buy it later, or what do you mean? Right now, it's $79 US on Kickstarter if you buy one. If you buy more than one, it gets cheaper. But yeah, buy it later. So I think it's probably going to retail for $99 when it's for sale on our site or Amazon or B&H or who knows where. So we want to reward the people that are willing to, kickstart this thing, invest some money in us getting it done. So that's what we think it'll retail for, is $99. That's why we did earlier, we're pricing at $69 or $70, and that's the cheapest you can get it with one of the higher packs as well. But then you can also get it for $80, and that's kind of our standard single price. Gold Yeller says, I'm excited to get mine on Instagram. Thank you. A lot of people having conversation. Okay, I think that's all. Can you imagine having this on Amazon or other retail shops? How exciting to be part of the original backers. Yeah, it'd be really cool to see this in stores eventually, potentially. You know, seeing it in photo stores or a big box store, what have you. Potentially, that's something we'll do as well, but I don't know. We'll see. Do I think I'm better than Elon Musk? No, I'm not sure what that's coming from. Sorry, I'm trying to, there's a lot of comments, so I'm trying to like stay on top of them all. I remember seeing you guys sharing SwitchPod with Kinotika. It's pretty cool to see it come to life. Yeah, it was cool for Dave to come over here to this couch and film some prototype stuff with it and kind of tease it early on, and to make a video about it today and to help film some of the stuff that went into the launch video. So yeah, Kinotika. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Connor. Someone's asking, what else did I try to invent? I don't think I've tried to invent anything. I always have ideas for things, but they're good. Jen's shaking her head. Can I put you on? No, Jen doesn't want to be on the live stream. My wife, who did a lot of work this month. There's her arm. Her hand is famous now. Okay. I think I'm going to call it because I've eaten 1.5 pieces of pizza in 37 minutes and answered a lot of questions. If there's any last minute questions, just let me know. Todd says, just watch Peter's video. Good stuff. Yeah, I honestly didn't know what Peter was going to say. We sent him the prototype last week. We had talked to him a few months ago, like he said in the video, at a conference. And we didn't see the video before it went live. I didn't know what he was going to title it. And I watched it when you guys watched it. Plenty of people saw it before I saw it, which is pretty crazy. But it's cool to make something for someone when you had them in mind and to have them actually check it out and like it and recommend it. So Peter, if you ever watch this, I appreciate you. Did Casey really not like it? ? So we haven't actually shared much about showing it to Casey. We shared it with him at a conference last year, mid last year, June or July or so. And I'm very actually talk about this on Pat Flynn's podcast that comes out tomorrow, Smart Passive Income podcast. So we go into detail about how we've tried to treat like influencer relationships and people that have obviously have huge audiences that would be an amazing help to us by talking about the product or promoting it if they choose to. How seriously we've taken how we approach those relationships and how we just show them the product or how we're introduced to them or how we ask them if they're willing to have one or anything like that. We were way more articulate when we talked about it on Pat's podcast tomorrow, so you should definitely check that out. But we did show it to Casey last year, mid-year. We showed him the silver one, the bigger one. He had a few pieces of feedback that we ended up incorporating that were similar to some pieces of feedback other people said, but his were so succinct with, I want it to be black because I don't want people to pay attention to it. I want it to be a little smaller. I don't need a ball head. And I want magnets because we had taken the magnets off at that point to help with sound and that sort of thing, and to put magnets on the legs. So a lot of the feedback that Casey gave us directly, we incorporated. And this is obviously not an endorsement from Casey. And we'd love to give him one of our prototypes, something we're still trying to do. But yeah, so that was the thoughts from Casey. I can't really tell you what he thought of it. All I can tell you is that I showed it to him and we made some changes after that and haven't really had a chance to talk to him since. So hopefully we can get him one. Shark Tank, someone says, dream big. Maybe, we'll see. Any other Instagram things before I close it? This is a really long live stream. Appreciate anyone that's stuck around. You can get some sleep, says my sister. You are awake at almost midnight as well, Laura. So
hi, Laura.
Appreciate you. You have the following day. So amazing. Have been following all day during polar vortex. yeah, it's been crazy weather. Like kids canceled school in
Yeah.
Chicago and Michigan and stuff. So appreciate you, Laura. Thank you. So I'm going to end Instagram and say bye to everyone here. Hey, Wes, I know you just joined. Thanks for saying congrats. Appreciate you. And I will see Instagram later. Boop. Ending live video there. And then 72 viewers. I don't know. I never go live on Instagram. Is that good? Is that bad? Sure, people can watch it for the next 24 hours if they want to. Back to YouTube. Any last minute questions here? Someone says, once I get it, I'm going to buy grip tape and a wrist strap. So we've thought about that. We thought about all the crazy accessories we could add and things, and we really just tried to keep it simple. We'd love to see how people customize theirs when they get them. Whether that's grip tape to add some grip if you think it's like a little harder to hold or too slippery, or adding a wrist strap if you think it's going to fall. But we want people to customize it and make it theirs. So yeah, definitely do it. I'm gonna wrap it up there, eat the rest of my pizza that's cold now, and just kind of reply to comments and fall asleep. So see you later, YouTube. Wave bye, Jen. Bye, Jen. Boop.